Malamud is what you would refer to as a rogue archivist. What he likes to do is take the law as it's written in various states and just post them on his website. Well, it turns out that some states are not too happy about this, Georgia being one of them. He's facing a lawsuit from the state of Georgia because he took the state's legal code and just posted it on his website. They're suing him for copyright infringement or copyright violation and possible terrorism. Okay?
Oh, come on, man.
They are considering him a piracy offender and also a form of terrorism, what he has done as a form of terrorism.
I don't know if they know that piracy in this context doesn't mean an actual pirate.
They're
so
ridiculous.
You might want to bring that terrorism charge down a little bit. Okay, he's not actually Captain Hook. He hasn't killed anybody.
So let me explain to you what he did. Now, keep in mind that the legal code isn't something that belongs to some intellectual author out there who created something that he's profiting from. It's something that belongs to the taxpayer. And again, it's the legal code. It's information that you should already know or you should have very easy access to. Now,
it's our laws. It's the laws we have to abide by.
Yes.
What are they supposed to keep a secret from us? Look, I know there's a nuance to it in this story, but it reminds me a little bit of the old story where the church wouldn't let you print the Bible. That was a grave sin. God forbid anybody find out what's in there, right? So now, hey, if the plebeians find out what's in the law, ooh, you're a terrorist for letting them know.
It's amazing.
Okay, so let's do the nuance.
All right, so here's the nuance. His offense, the lawsuit asserts, is the inclusion in his download of the annotations attached to those texts. These include synopses of cases interpreting the law, summaries of opinions of the Attorney General of Georgia, and other summaries. Each is an original and creative work of authorship that is protected by copyrights owned by the state of Georgia, the suit claims. So the state of Georgia means the people, right? So if it belongs to the people, it is not protected under copyright laws. Now, the state of Oregon tried to sue him in a similar way, and they decided to drop the charges because they realized that it was stupid. But Georgia, unfortunately, doesn't realize how stupid it is, so they're going to continue with this lawsuit. But let me give you a little more of the nuance. So the annotations, the annotated version of the legal code is not available for free, okay? If you want to have access to it, you actually have to spend a considerable amount of money. The annotated legal code is currently available for $378 through legal publisher LexisNexis or through a complicated series of steps through the Georgia General Assembly website. So LexisNexis has it because they are willing to basically take on the costs of distributing it to people who want it. But by taking on the costs, they basically mean, yeah, we'll take on costs, but we're just going to transfer the costs onto you as the citizen, right?
Yeah, they're not doing it out of the goodness of their heart.
Right, exactly. And right now the state of Georgia is arguing that the annotations are intellectual property, but they're not intellectual property. Again, it's information that belongs to the people in the state.
So let's break this down and understand what's actually happening. You think they care about the people of Georgia? No, they're suing on behalf of LexisNexis because there's some corporation out there who is making a buck out of this.
Yes.
And now this guy's coming and raining on their parade by putting it out for free. Now, you could also get, apparently, according to that article, get it from the Georgia website. So he got it from the website of the state of Georgia. That's in the public domain, right? No. Somebody was making $1 out of that, okay? And who does the government of Georgia work for? It doesn't work for the citizens of Georgia. It works for the corporations, right? So they're going to go after this guy and charge him with literally everything they can think of, including terrorism, right?
It's crazy.
Now, look, I don't begrudge LexisNexis their business. They provide a service. Here, I'm going to give you the annotations. I'm going to give you all this stuff. And when I was a lawyer, I used LexisNexis. God bless. It's a perfectly fine company, right? And you pay for it and you get that service. But we don't have any obligation to protect that corporation as the citizens of this country. If it turns out somebody else wants to do that same exact service for free, well, they're allowed to.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And so, but no. The biggest crime in America is mess with a company. Then you're in a world of hurt.
Yes. So this has very little to do with copyright because, again, the information provided by the state's legal code is not protected by copyright laws. This is insane. And by the way, really, we as citizens have to pay hundreds of dollars to get access to annotated versions of a legal code? That's crazy. The reason why the annotations exist is because it gives you the reasoning and the information to make sense of the legal code. Without the annotations, it's actually really difficult to understand the legal code.
I mean, here's what we're supposed to get the law, but not really understand the law.
Exactly.
And then if you get charged with a crime, they'll say, well, ignorance of the law is no excuse. Well, you imprison the guy who was trying to take away that ignorance and let me know what the law is and what it stands for. Look, it reminds me a little of the Aaron Swartz case, and the government went after him with all that they had, and he eventually committed suicide. And he was doing something very similar, putting out information that was available.
On JSTOR, yeah.
Right, but he was doing it more efficiently. And again, two major crimes in America, disrespecting a police officer and disrespecting a corporation. Okay, both of you, with those things, will get you in a world of trouble. Bow your head down to authority. Otherwise, the state will literally call you a terrorist. Isn't that amazing?
But it shows you how much we've perverted the word terrorist, right? I mean, terrorist is a terrible word with a terrible denotation, but at the same time, now it's being utilized for everything. You do something that government officials don't agree with, well, you're a terrorist. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be as simple as giving people information, which is what this person was doing. He just wants to give people information. That's all he's doing on his website.
Because terrorists used to mean killing civilians. But now it's anything that is a threat to the establishment. Okay, that now we just call that a terrorist. Right, wrong, attacks civilians, doesn't attack civilians, endangers people's lives, doesn't endanger it. No, you're endangering something far more important, the establishment. And then hence you, by definition in their minds, become a terrorist. So now, ironically, if you're helping civilians find out the laws, they use those laws against you and call you a terrorist. Now, you're telling me our system is not corrupt? This is deeply, preposterously corrupt.